Now I'm mixing black into my green because I'm going to work into the trees. So I have that big body of green paint. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. It's just sometimes I don't know what to say. Thank you. I suppose I don't really need to worry about the shadows of the trees just yet. I'm gonna worry about the trunks of the trees instead. That's it's just what I'm trying to do now is structure my shapes, try to connect them with drawing. There was a general drawing going on, almost I guess modern assembly with flat shapes. Now I'm going to try to connect those shapes and bring them to some sort of life. So I'm going to start with this tree, which tree before the stone wall. Before I do that, I'm just going to drag some of this stone wall beneath that cypress tree. There's like an opening passage there. Kind of drag it in there. Maybe it makes a little bit of a shadow under there. It's probably too dark, but that's okay. Like I said, it's easier to lighten it up than take it down. Plus, I'm dragging it through that stone wall, so there's a good chance I won't even have to work too hard. It's, actually, I don't really like that V shape, but it's going to get the point across. It's not that accurate. It's a little more opened up there. I'm drawing that, you see where the trunk of the tree converges into the branches? Okay. For some reason I don't like that though. I don't like the way it's compressed. Probably a waste of time to go back into it. So I'm going to open it up a little bit. It's a little more accurate. Well, I like it better now. It's just going to keep going with the tree trunks. No, I'm not going. I'm going to lay in that stone wall first because the trees I'm about to draw are going to be in front of that. So I don't think it'd be a good idea to backtrack. Well, it'd be a waste of time, right? So yeah, I'm using some ochre with the raw umber. I'm just gonna lay that across stone wall. Stone wall just kind of runs all the way down. It helps me reaffirm that angle. So got the stone wall, the wall behind it. I'm gonna go ahead and deal with that field of grass, which has that fading golden quality to it. Punch those little swaths of color in there. Bring it, right into the that general white area, which I probably become the face of that shack. And then while I'm laying down that yellow of the field, the ochre, I'm gonna also I'm gonna consider this bush here, just the angle. I don't know if you can see that, a little slight diagonal, no big deal. So that sets that up. I got the field in there now. Now I'm going to go back to the tree trunks. Let's see. standing in front of it.
عشان ياخدك بس.
So if you see that light post, there's a tree right in front of that, which is the trees before the stone wall. The light post is kind of tricky. I don't want to lay in a dark valley and metal the sky, so I'm just going to help me locate that tree by feeble-footedly putting the light post in with the back of my paintbrush. Bring it down through the trees, past the terracotta rooftops, and right behind the stone wall. Then we're gonna go back to that tree, which lays before the stone wall, and before the light post. It's a little shaky. Then we're gonna, there's a tree next to that, to the right of the tree I just drew, and it's a little bit before the, it's closer to us, so it's gonna be farther down on the painting. Lower on the painting, closer to the bottom edge. And another thing I like about thick paint is that sometimes the edges of the paint, when you make a crater in the paint, it can create a line and a seam that's much more subtle than a line that you would draw with a brush, but it seems to imply the same thing. Does that make any sense?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah?
It creates form. Yeah.
Good.
It's a way of drawing.
Right.
Yeah.
So here we have another tree before the stone wall. It's at about the same field of depth as this tree I just drew, so it's not going to be as high up as this tree. And just trying to locate that. Okay. Let's see here. It's another thing I need to handle is that I did draw that in initially, but it got lost with the terracotta. There was a gray, you see that dark, kind of cold slate gray?
It's tin that's supposed to keep away the rain. It's made of tin.
It's made of tin. Thank you. That tin gray. Gray. It's not doing a good job.
This is called the tin neighborhood. The neighborhood of tin.
Is that right?
Because of the tin anymore. They've been renovated recently, so there's not as many.
I see. They lost them.
Yeah.
They weren't preserved?
No, they're not.
Unfortunately not.
But they're a historic element in
Yeah,
the
they are.
neighborhood.
Totally.
So yeah, what I'm doing now is for the tin, I'm using the color of the sky, and I'm mixing mixing it with a little ivory black. It should be just about right. I mean, nothing's this tin gray will come in handy. I'll use it on the right side of the focal point. That house with the open windows has a somewhat grayish area. It's not quite the same as the tin, but it's sort of a triviality that I'm not going to concern myself with. I'm just locating the shapes, coinciding with the values. I don't know, I might just move around with this. There's a little window back here.